Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another two-player co-op quick hits edition. As always, I'm your host here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
I'm good.
How we doing?
Weird.
Good.
Where are they? Still the hair.
The hair.
The hair isn't. I apologize. I'll be better
Hair's not
next week.
cooperating.
What are we talking about today on the two-player co-op quick hits edition, Sean?
The Video Game Awards.
The Game Awards, not the Video Game Awards.
Video Game Awards.
That are video games. Broforce isn't nominated for anything. So, Jeff Keighley's show, The Game Awards, is back December 1st. I think 6 days from when you're watching this. If you're watching it when it comes out. If not, sorry. So what we want to do is we're going to run through most of the categories. The ones we definitely left out are the esports, like Player of the Year and Game of the Year and Team. I don't give a crap. Sorry. Not sorry. But we're going to go through, give our thoughts on what we think will happen, not what we would have voted for. We're going to do our Game of the Year episode either at the end of the year or a week or two into 2016, depending on when I get to play Last Guardian, because I'm hoping it ends up there. And Sean's...
I got butter and honey on my shirt earlier.
Okay. It's a weird segue. So, we're going to save Game of the Year for last. Let's start with Best Game Direction. So what they list that is recognizing a game studio for outstanding creative vision, game direction, and design. The nominees are Blizzard for Overwatch, DICE for Battlefield 1, id Software for Doom, Naughty Dog for Uncharted 4, and Respawn for Titanfall 2. It ain't Respawn. Now, why is that even nominated?
Oh, jeez.
It's between two for me.
It's between Overwatch and Uncharted.
Okay, I was going to say it's between Battlefield 1 and Doom for me.
Okay. I mean, Overwatch is different.
What's happened in the past is it seems like they don't typically give, like, that's why Metal Gear Solid 5 got Adventure Game of the Year. They're like, okay, it's not getting Game of the Year, so let's give it something else it's nominated for.
Yeah.
I think Uncharted 4 is going to buck that trend and win quite a few awards, but we'll save that till later on. Overwatch was definitely a game changer. Uncharted 4, one of the best games I've ever played. I think Battlefield 1 is where I'm going to settle, and that's going to be my prediction. Because we haven't ever seen a World War I shooter before. And it's completely different when Call of Duty's going to space and Titanfall is getting mechs and all this other... I mean, it already had mechs, but you know what I mean. They're the one that stood out, and they tried to do something different. I vote that it'll be Battlefield 1.
I'll say Overwatch. Blizzard. Uncharted 4, as beautiful as it is, it's basically... I mean, I haven't played it, but I'm guessing it's basically just a better-looking Uncharted 2 and 3. And
yeah, I mean,
so it's
direction
it's kind of like
design
it's been
and stuff.
done before.
Right.
It's beautiful. It's very well done,
Yep.
but it's what's been done before, just a little
Just
better
done
looking. So
a little bit prettier.
I'm going to go for Blizzard for Overwatch.
Best Narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Firewatch from Campo Santo. Inside from Playdead. Mafia 3. Hangar 13. Oxenfree, Night School Studio, Uncharted 4 at Thief's End. By the way, Uncharted 4 had the most nominations with 8. Firewatch, Inside, and something else tied for second with 5. I know what I want it to be.
Yep.
But I don't think it's going to win.
This is either Firewatch or Inside.
I think it's going to be Inside. Even though I should probably, again, before we do our Game of the Year, I should probably download that, pay the $20 and just play it. I think it's going to be Inside. I wouldn't actually be surprised if it was Mafia 3 because as many problems as that game had, story wasn't one of them. Everybody raves about how good the storytelling is in that game. It's just the game itself was just, you do the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Yeah. I'm going to go with my
You're going with
my
your heart?
gut and my heart and
Okay.
go Firewatch.
I hope Firewatch wins. I hope Firewatch wins all 5. Well, yeah, all 5 nominations that it gets, but I don't think that'll happen. Best Art Direction for outstanding creative and technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Abzu from Giant Squid. Firewatch from Campo Santo. Inside from Playdead. Overwatch from Blizzard. Uncharted 4 at Thief's End. Uncharted 4 is ungodly beautiful, but I don't think art direction when I think that. I just think almost photorealistic. This is when Firewatch brings it home.
I hope so. but I think I'm actually going Overwatch here.
Okay. Very pretty game.
It is. It's.
And
I don't really care for it, but it's beautiful.
I don't care for it because it's a first-person shooter, but I like the fact that it's not just Call of Duty or
Right,
Battlefield.
exactly.
Like it's you pick different players, and each player does something differently, and they're all well animated, beautiful design. They've all got their catchphrases and crap like that. So.
It almost seems like it's like they almost took what, I don't want to say they started it, but to me they did, because I'm not too into these games. But it almost seems like they took what, God, what was the game called? Borderlands did,
Yeah.
and did it better.
Yeah.
Have different characters, each with their own powers. It's animated. It's got its own look that they're going for. They're not going for photorealism. They're not going for. It's just so. Yeah.
You could make a pretty game and not have it look like Metal Gear Solid 5 or Uncharted 4.
Right.
I'm skipping music and sound design because I'm going to skip it. Best performance. Man, this is tough when I looked at this. Awarded to an individual for voice, overacting, motion, and or performance capture. Alex Hernandez and Lincoln Clay in Mafia 3. Cissy Jones as Delilah in Firewatch. Fan of the show. Love you, Cissy Jones. Emily Rose as Elena in Uncharted 4. Nolan North as Nathan Drake, Uncharted 4. Rich Summer as Henry, Firewatch. Troy Baker as Sam Drake in Uncharted 4. What do you think?
I keep coming down to 2. It's not going to be as much as I would love it to be. It's not going to be Rich, unfortunately.
No.
I would love for Sissy to win, but I think the fact that she's nothing more than a voice, not to sell it short, is going to work against her. It's voiceover acting, okay, motion and or performance capture.
Yep, you
so
nailed it.
I think that's kind of working against her, which sucks because she totally deserves it for the voice acting, if nothing else.
By the way, we hope you get to play Delilah in the movie. We've already said that, but you better get to play Delilah in the movie.
I don't think Troy or Emily wins. I think it's either Nolan or Alex Hernandez. My gut tells me Nolan North, but I'm thinking I may kind of go wild card here and say Alex Hernandez just because
I've heard great things. Again, I haven't played the game, but I've heard great things about what he did in that.
Yeah, I almost think the Uncharted guys and girl
They cancel
almost
everybody
cancel
out.
each other out, and I don't know. I'm gonna go Lincoln.
I'm going to go with Nolan because I know you haven't played Uncharted 4, so no spoilers or anything, but they wrap up Nathan Drake's story. It's because he did the motion capture and the voice, but it's that on top of the fact that like with the PS4's technology and power, you can see so much being emoted in one's face,
Right.
especially in this game. And with Nate running into his long lost brother who he thought was dead, and all the issues with him and Elena throughout a story, when you're a swashbuckling, adventurer dude, you're gonna piss your wife off. And it was all done so well. Everybody in that game does a fantastic job. We talked about it on our PS3 anniversary quick hit last week about how much Uncharted means and what it has brought to the storytelling and voice acting in video games, and that I think almost like a lifetime achievement award for Nathan Drake for Nolan North. That he'll take it home.
Yeah, I could see that. It almost kind of reminds me of, I think it was Bryan Cranston, who would always lose Best Lead Actor in a Drama Series to John Hamm for Mad Men. Every year. He never won. And then he won it. I think it was for season 5A, not 5. I mean, maybe both, but
Yeah.
he finally won it at the end. He finally got over and won it after being nominated. I could see this kind of going that way to where they're just like, all right, has he not won this award before?
I don't know, because they did this show for a few
it
years,
seems like
and then
he
it went
should
away,
have.
and then it came back. Yeah, I don't know if it's lined up when the show has actually been there. I don't know if it's lined up to him being Drake or any of these other roles that he'd done. I don't know off the top of my head.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I could see that happening, but still with my pick.
I don't know if we want to do this next one.
I mean, we can do
Games
it.
for Impact, honoring exemplary games that take on real-world issues and advocate for social change. To me, I call this the Oscar Bait Award, but it is what it is. Except that Well, now I sound like an a-hole, but just hold on. 1979 Revolution by Ink Stories, Block Hood, Plethora Project, and Devolver Digital. Hey, Devolver Digital. I actually want to play that now. Orwell. Sounds good. Osmotic Studios. Sea Hero Quest from Glitchers, and That Dragon Cancer Numinous Games. For me, there's only one I can pick, and I haven't played it, but I watched Greg play it, and
that's the only one I know anything about, so I have to pick it kind of by default.
That Dragon Cancer is about a family, and they got a whole bunch of bad press by some, pardon me, assholes on the internet. Their son, I don't remember if he was 2 years old or 1. He was diagnosed with cancer, and they're game designers, and as kind of therapy for them, they made a game about their experience. They made an experience, I would say, about them going through this with their son. And I just remember Greg did a Let's Play, maybe like an hour long. And I watched up to the point where in the beginning, they're playing and they're like sitting in the woods, and they've got another child who says something to the dad about, why does, I can't remember the kid's name, but why does he have cancer? Why is he going to die? And I'm just like, holy crap. Like, what if that was Noah asking me about Nick? Why is Nick sick and he's never going to get better? Like,
right. Yeah.
I can't even. I just think anybody who talks shit to them, you're an asshole. Okay? They didn't get in this to make money. This was something they did that was therapy to them. I hope it's That Dragon Cancer. And I want to talk about something happy now. Best independent game for outstanding achievement in a game that made outside the traditional publisher system. That's very vague. Firewatch, Hyperlight Drifter, Inside, Stardew Valley, The Witness. Again, my heart says one thing, but I'm down to 2 choices, and none of them are my heart. I'm going to go artsy-fartsy and say The Witness. It's like, obviously, what's his name? Jonathan Blow. He did Braid, and then he did this. He must have grown up liking Myst, and then he just took it to the next level of abstract puzzles and stuff like that. I never played it because it ended up not really being Myst. It ended up like, here's all these dots, and you learn as you go through where you should turn the line. It's like playing dots at the doctor's office with mom, for crying out loud, except with like there's a language in the dots and the signs and all this other stuff. I just think they're going to go with the artsy-fartsy choice and give it to The Witness. No, not hating. I haven't played the game, but what I've seen of it, it just tells me it's not my kind of game.
Going Inside. As much as I want to see Firewatch, it just seems like...
Won't surprise me at all.
It just seems like this has Inside written all over it.
Yeah, Inside's going to win a lot.
Yeah.
Best mobile game or handheld game? We both think the same thing.
It's going to be Pokemon Go.
Yeah, okay.
I don't really play it much anymore, but I had fun with Clash Royale for a while.
Oh, okay.
But...
It's going to be Pokemon Go.
It's going to. There's no way it's anything
Oh,
else,
and also, so Super Mario Run is not nominated because the games had to be out by November 24th, I think, to be considered for this.
Right.
Best VR game. Obviously, we haven't played any of them. Batman Arkham VR, Eve Valkyrie, Job Simulator, Res Infinite, and Thumper.
I'm going Batman.
I'm going Batman,
Why
too.
not?
Because... It's not just like, obviously that would be my favorite because you friggin' become Batman. You like take the cowl and you put it on and you're throwing batarangs at Alfred and stuff and you're like, it has to be Arkham. I haven't met anybody, I haven't met anybody that played the game, but I haven't heard anybody that played the game and was like, meh, or it's okay. Like, I think the Metacritic is like an 85 or something for that game. That game, it's not just Batman. It's made by the A team at Rocksteady. Like the Batman team made this game.
Right.
It has to be Arkham. Job Simulator's been out forever, and it was out before it was even a VR game. Same with Res Infinite. That came out on the Dreamcast friggin', I don't know, 16 years ago or something. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's get interesting here. Best action game. For the best game experience focused around first or third person combat. Battlefield 1, Doom, Gears of War 4, Overwatch, Titanfall 2. I'm going with Doom. I played the demo. I still haven't played the full game because even when it's Doom, I'm not as much into first-person shooters anymore. So it's not just the multiplayer aspect to me, and Doom does have a multiplayer to it. But I'm just saying, this was one of those games. This started the whole, oh gosh, they're not giving us the game to review it until the day before it comes out. It's not going to be good. No, it was awesome. It reviewed very well. I had a lot of fun with the demo. It's super fast. It's very twitchy. It is what I remember Doom being 20 plus years ago. Yeah. But brought up to this generation, like you recognize the enemies and stuff like that. The BFG is in it, for crying out loud. I was torn between two choices, and I'm gonna say Doom's gonna win it.
I'm going Overwatch again. I think this is. They're gonna do.
They made the hero shooter be a thing.
I think Battlefield, Doom, and to some extent Titanfall.
Why is Titanfall getting nominated?
I don't know. I think they all just again kind of cancel each other out. They're just more.
And by the way,
sound like a broken record. It's just more of the same.
Right.
I don't even really care for Overwatch. The little I played of it seemed kind of fun. It at least seemed different. It's still a first-person shooter, but it seemed different.
Yeah.
So I'll give it some love. I'm going Overwatch.
And the thing is, again, if you know us, you know we're PlayStation fans. I haven't played any of the Gears of War games. But what I've heard about Gears of War 4 is it's really good at the beginning, and then it just like hits a lull, and then it ends just on a friggin' crescendo. But there's enough of a lull that I think it doesn't seem like anybody who's played Doom said there was ever a lull. Like it was awesome from beginning to end. That's why I went with Doom.
Yeah.
Best action adventure game. For the best game experience that combines combat with traversal and puzzle solving. Dishonored 2, Hitman, Hyper Light Drifter. I wouldn't think of that as an action adventure game, but okay. Ratchet and Clank, Uncharted 4. This is when they get it. Uncharted 4.
Yep. Agreed.
Nailed it. I'll talk about this game more a little bit later, but Uncharted 4. And in the podcasts to come over the next month or so. Stay tuned for that. This is... I don't understand this next one at all.
Okay.
Best RPG.
Yeah.
The game designed for rich player character customization and progression, both offline and online, including massive multiplayer. Dark Souls 3 is a role-playing game? Really? Deus Ex. I say Deuce. It's Deus Ex. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. No.
Not a role-playing game.
If anything, it's an action RPG.
Adventure game.
But it should have been in the other. Not to mention it came out last year. You can't nominate a DLC. You can't nominate a DLC, Jeff Keighley.
You can't triple stamp a double stamp,
Lloyd.
You can't triple stamp a double stamp.
Moops, Jerry, moops. Okay. Sorry if we blew out your ears there, but damn it, I'm glad we were both on the same page. We didn't practice that. World of Warcraft Legion, FU. Xenoblade Chronicles X. What the hell? This is RPGs now? I Am Setsuna doesn't get nominated. Pokemon Sun and Moon doesn't get nominated. That's out before the deadline. That came out last week. These are role-playing games? Dark Souls 3 is a role-playing game? That's a boss fight thing where you just fight cute. Like, how is that a role-playing game?
Yeah.
If we're wrong, hit the comment section below and let us know, because I would never think Dark Souls 3 is a role-playing game. I don't know. Deus Ex. I'm going Deus Ex.
Samesies.
Okay. Because Square Enix made it. So shout out to you, Square, because you actually make role-playing games.
They'll win it next year, too.
Oh, yeah. They missed it by 5 days. Oh, they might not. Persona 5.
Yeah.
Do you think, sidebar, do you have any interest in that game?
I don't know enough.
Your high schoolers who have these personas that are like their summons or whatever. The whole high schooler things where I'm like, F this. I don't care. Like I can get more into 4 bros on a road trip fighting Godzilla and Metal Gear than I can high schoolers summoning stuff. I don't know enough about it to really make a judgment on it, but I don't either, but I just made my judgment. Best fighting game for a game. I mean, best fighting game. I'm not going to read it. Killer Instinct Season 3, King of Fighters 14, Pokken Tournament, and Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 5.
I'm going to say Street Fighter 5 just
as
by
as
default.
much as it didn't live up to what I was hoping it would be, and I haven't even, to this day, I still haven't played the cinematic story mode. Damn, that is weird. But it's Street Fighter V. It's done very well in the competitive scene and everything like that. I don't think it's really for the casual player as much as like Street Fighter 2 and Street Fighter 4 were. And still, they just burned me from the get-go when they didn't put a friggin' arcade mode in it.
Yeah, they got off to a rough start.
You can either do
But-
the survival thing, which is just these little one-round matches, or you can do this crappy like story prequel thing.
To me, this is just a weak category.
Yeah, there's no BlazBlue games.
I just
There's
see
no
Street
Tekken.
Fighter. Forget the 5. I see Street Fighter. I'm like, that should
It'll
probably win.
Yeah. Sales have been very disappointing for it. Do you want to do this next one or no?
I mean, we can. It'll be quick. I have nothing to say.
Best strategy game. Civ 6,
Civ
Fire
6.
Emblem Fate. Okay, yeah, we're both
Yeah,
going.
that's
the other
the only
nominees-
game I've heard really anything about.
and people.
at
I
least
mean,
good things.
Civ's gonna win it.
Yeah.
Best family game. I think this one we might differ on. Best game for family play, including toys to life, rhythm / music / dance, and other genres. Dragon Quest Builders, Lego Star Wars, The Force Awakens, Pokemon Go, Ratchet and Clank. I get it, but I think you're kind of stretching it a lot there to throw that in there. And Skylanders, Imaginators.
So Skylanders, I don't know a whole lot about. I know the kids, your kids anyway. Well, Noah anyway, seem to be all about it. I don't know too much about it. Ratchet and Clank just seemed like it went from, no, seriously, this game is awesome. It is beautiful. It's the prettiest game ever. It's so much fun to just, and then it came out and it's like, yeah, I'm done with this. And
I
then
got,
everybody
like-
just kind of moved on very quickly.
I got 3 levels in, and then Uncharted came out, so I was like, well, okay.
Right, it just seemed
And
like
I
it
never
dropped
went
off
back to
the
it. And
face
I
of the
hate
earth.
that. That's one of those games I keep seeing when I look at my trophy list every once in a while. I'm like, oh God, Ratchet and Clank. I
Yeah.
still got to go back and play that, but I'm like, or just delete it off my hard drive. I hate that. It was a good game. It just came out at the wrong time. Like I think it
Right.
came out in April, and then Uncharted came out in May. I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Lego Star Wars, I don't know. I've played some of the Lego games, and they're all kind of fun, but again, like first-person shooters, they're all basically the same thing. You control this character instead of this character, and they're fun. They just seem very repetitive to me. Maybe this one's really good. I don't know. I've heard a lot of good things about Dragon Quest Builders, at least as far as the people who would like it. It just seems like it's basically Minecraft.
It's Minecraft meets Dragon Quest. I mean, I downloaded the demo. The kids really liked it. I hope they don't watch this because they never mind.
I'm gonna go Pokemon.
I get it, but
Just
it's
because
like
it's such a genre breaking, like it's nothing like that's been done before.
it hasn't. But here's my thing: when I think of family, I think multiplayer, and the only game in here that is really multiplayer is Lego Star Wars.
Yeah.
So that's what gets my.
It depends on how literally they handle the category.
right?
If they think the way you do, yeah, that should win.
Ratchet and Clank should. I mean, it's not a family game, but I don't think of that as a family game. Whereas it's Lego,
Right. Yeah.
and Pokemon is Pokemon. And
Pokemon is
Pokemon
Pokemon.
is Pokemon. Best sports or racing game: FIFA 17, Forza Horizon 3, MLB The Show 16, NBA 2K17, PES 2017.
I literally haven't played any of these. I'll say NBA.
I'll say FIFA.
I don't know why, but
Everybody FIFA sells better than anything, so I'll say FIFA. Best multiplayer I don't need it's multiplayer. Battlefield 1, Gears of War 4, Overcooked. Shout out to Greg Miller. Overwatch, Titanfall 2. God, go away, Titanfall. Gosh, there's no way they deserve all these nominations. And Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. There is only one
Overwatch.
game that is winning this. If I would almost bet, I would bet a whole lot of money on. I'm more confident in this pick than anything else that it will be Overwatch.
yeah.
If it's
gotta
not
be.
Overwatch, then I don't know video games. Because the whole point of that is it's a multiplayer game, and it is so friggin' popular. Like, it's not for me. I tried it, didn't really like it that much,
Yeah.
mostly because I suck at it. But
That seems like a no-brainer.
all right, this is where, okay. And most anticipated game. I don't need to read that description either. God of Thor, God of 4, God of War. That's all one game. Horizon Zero Dawn. This is probably the most. It's completely just
Arbitrary.
It's completely arbitrary. Thank you. But it's the most interesting to me, I think.
Yeah.
So God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn. By the way, do you think God of War is going to get a subtitle or a numeral or something? I don't think they're going to release this just as God of War.
It can't be because there's already been God of War.
Yeah. So God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Mass Effect Andromeda. Oh, it's going to win and I want it to win. Red Dead Redemption 2, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
This is a head versus heart thing.
My head and heart are coming together.
My head says Mass Effect. My heart says Zelda.
But I think. So
I think Zelda wins because of how long it's been in the works and because it goes hand in hand with the Switch.
Here's the thing. Also with Mass Effect, I don't play Mass Effect. I never have. I never will. I know it's supposed to be great. I just don't care. People hated the way Mass Effect 3 ended. I don't know how it ended. I just know 90% of the people hated it. They hated the ending, boycott EA, blah, blah, blah. You're all a bunch of idiots. You're going to buy Andromeda, so just shut up about it. But I wonder if that knocks it down for most anticipated. Honestly, for me, really, it's God of War, even more than Zelda, I think, at this point. Yeah. Because of how they're changing it, because of how much I love every 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 6 God of War games that I've played, all 6 games they've released. I love them all. And they're completely changing it on its head to where some people are going to be pissed off and some people are going to be like me and super excited. For me, it's God of War. I think Zelda wins it. So are you going Zelda or are you going Mass Effect?
I think Zelda. But you said your head and your heart were coming together.
I forgot God of War was on it. My head and my heart were saying Zelda, but I'm like, oh yeah, but God of War. And not to mention, most anticipated game, they don't limit it to 2017. That's how they get around it. Because an upcoming game that has shown significant ambition and promise in moving the game medium forward. Doesn't say that's coming out next year because poor God of War.
Some of these games could have been on
delayed
here for several
a few
years now.
Yeah. Horizon Zero Dawn, by this point, I mean, it's right around the corner, so that's not going to win. Trending Gamer, Angry Joe Show, Boogie2988, Danny O'Dwyer, Jacksepticeye, and Lyric. I don't even know who the last 2 guys are. I'm going to say Angry Joe just because I love him. I wonder what would have happened last year if Greg didn't just campaign so hard. PewDiePie would have won, I would assume. But Greg was just the only one that cared, so he told everybody to vote, and that's why he won.
Right.
I love Angry Joe. Like, I remember before I finally watched his stuff, I heard Angry Joe, and I was always like, oh, he's an a-hole. He's just No, he's really intelligent, and he knows video games. And, yeah, he goes on his angry rants and stuff, but he knows his stuff. Like, he's very smart. I love his channel. I watch reviews of his for games that I don't give 2 rats flipping flips about. I'm just going hard because Boogie's good, but it's just, I mean, he's just like a 500-pound white dude that is just him. Like he's got good content and stuff, but he's not winning. Danny O'Dwyer's a great guy, and I almost think he could win because the Kind of Funny connection, and they've kind of been campaigning for him, not like they did with Greg,
yeah.
But I'm going Angry Joe.
Honestly, the only 2 I know, well, the only one I know is Angry Joe.
You might
I only know of
Daniel
Daniel Dwyer because of Kind of Funny. I literally have I'll go with Angry Joe just because he's the only one I really knew of before this, but
I'm not going to do the last one here because I just don't care. I think it would be Project A2MR just because it was the Metroid thing and Nintendo shut them down. All right. So the big award that we're going to do last. Game of the Year. If you didn't know, that means for a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. Oh my God, it's nominated here.
That's why I started giggling when I read it.
Doom, Inside, Overwatch, Titanfall 2. Cross it off. Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4 is not only the game of the year, it is one of the best games I have ever played. And I think what we're going to do for a podcast early next year is we're going to take a look back at our top 10 episode that we did about 11 months ago, whatever it was now, 10 months ago. We're going to look at our top 10 and see, does anything change? Will we insert any new games in there? Uncharted 4 not only is going in there, it's going way up near the top. I am so invested, and again, it comes down to the whole gameplay versus narrative and stuff like that. I'm so invested in all of these characters. Like, it reminds me of Metal Gear Solid 4, except done perfectly.
Yeah.
There's no Poopy Pants Mary's Meryl, and there's no Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and there's no, like, I'm not going to give any spoilers away because Sean hasn't played the game, and if y'all haven't played it out there, I'm not going to give any spoilers away. They ended the series so perfectly, and even all the way up to the final fight of that game, they friggin' nailed it. Some people didn't like the last boss fight because they thought it kind of came out of nowhere and the mechanics and stuff. No, I loved it. It was stressful. It was intense. The setting, the imagery, the voice acting, the story, the build-up, and the resolution, and the gameplay. It's the best playing Uncharted yet. All came together to make, like I said, not only the best game of the year, but one of the best games I have ever played in my 30 years of being a video gamer. Uncharted 4 is game of the year. I think it wins. Now, again, this might change when we do ours because we didn't, our game of the year might change because, like, I didn't play Doom. You know what I mean? But I think out of these, I think Uncharted deserves it, and I don't think they've won enough awards yet, going by our predictions. But I won't be surprised if it's what I think you're going to say.
Titanfall 2.
I hate you. We're canceling this channel. It's over.
It's not going to be Doom. It's not going to be Inside. It's not going to be Titanfall. I probably could have started with Titanfall. I want Uncharted 4 to win. I think it probably should win. But I kind of think Overwatch is going to win.
Yeah.
Uncharted 4. I haven't played it. I've seen it. It is the most beautiful game I've ever seen. I love all the voice acting. I've only played 2 of the games, but I love the overarching story, the narrative, the characters. I think the fact that it sounds like by what you're saying that this is it. There will not be an Uncharted 5. Yeah. So I think it's got end. Yeah. I think it's got that going for it as well. But it just seems similar to like the what do you call it?
Selection.
The selection, yeah. To me, this seems like a lot of awards last year where it was down to Metal Gear and Witcher.
Witcher, right.
And to me, this seems like Uncharted is Metal Gear, unfortunately.
And Overwatch is Witcher.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Overwatch.
Overwatch, I will say, it has... I don't know what I'm trying to say, if it's captured the gaming, like, the zeitgeist, whatever you want to say, like... I knew it was going to be a good game because Blizzard makes good games, but they've never made a game like this. And the fact that it just took off like it has, and everybody was freaking out over Sombra being revealed, and some like chick that they've been teasing since the game came out, and it finally the countdown ended, and then she didn't come out, and then it did come out, whatever. Like,
I don't even know what that means.
I know, but I do. I won't be surprised at all. I also won't be surprised if the Oscar bait of Inside wins it. I really won't. I say that, God, I sound like such an a-hole.
I would like that to happen. I just don't see it happening. It almost seems like it's nominated just to make it seem like maybe it could. I just don't see it.
I think Limbo was overrated. I never finished it. I liked it. But it's kind of weird when you're a kid in limbo and you're getting attacked by giant spiders and like the most violent deaths you've ever seen, even though it's just black and white and it's like a shadow.
So I haven't played Inside too much. Oh, I haven't played it at all.
You mean
and I
Limbo?
don't know
Yeah.
much about it. But it is not. I mean, this is a
It's a puzzle platformer.
sit down, play it, and beat it within a couple hours, right?
If you're good, yeah.
I don't know that does not scream Game of the Year to me.
I know, but I go back to the Oscar bait thing that it wouldn't surprise me if
Well, what I just described, granted, it's years ago now, but you could make that case for Journey. And having played Journey, I could see that winning Game of the Year.
it won some Game of the Year awards in
Yeah. So
2013, whenever it came out.
it's tough because I haven't really played Inside. I know what it is. I know what it's about. I know how it plays and all that. I just haven't experienced it myself.
right.
And therefore, it's tough for me to pick it. I'm going with Overwatch.
I'm going Uncharted. I hope they make the right choice.
I don't even open my mouth on that one.
It doesn't. It's still very audible. So that's our predictions for the Game Awards. Check them out December 1st. Hashtag not an ad. We're not sponsored by Jeff Keighley, but Jeff, we're here. That's our predictions for the Game Awards. Again, sorry if you're an esports fan. We didn't do your predictions. I mean, whatever. You really want us to just talk crap about it for a few minutes, but it is what it is. We'll see how we did. I like that we had a lot of differing opinions here. We'll see how it all shakes out when the Game Awards broadcasts on December 1st on internet services around the world. But until that time, Sean, take us out.
Thank you for playing. I don't know what that was.